I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Woohoo! Happy Friday to you that's watching. I'm so excited because I get to highlight somebody awesome today. And I think that's the truth for every Friday that I get to be here with you. Um, if you and I haven't met yet, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are tuned in from in the world today. My name is Ingor van Roy, and I am recognized as a connection catalyst. I help entrepreneurs and manufacturers develop a strategy so that they can stand out and connect with the ideal community. If you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, if you are in the comments, know this: whoever else is in the comments that you're not connected to, you should. You should connect because you are all heart centered and definitely will benefit from getting to know each other. Thank you to those that are watching live and here to support my awesome friend. Um, Without further ado, let's bring him on and hear more about him. Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Hey, Ingor, happy Friday. What an absolute honor and privilege to be here. Man, chat box is just flying. Bob and Whitney, Jamie, happy Friday, everybody. So thank you for what an honor. This is just a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It is my privilege and honor to have you on my screen today and to get to highlight you and learn more about you. But for those that are watching that, I don't think there's many, but that don't know you,
Yeah.
can you introduce yourself and let them know who you are and what you do, please?
Sure, absolutely. Curt Anderson, I'm coming to you live. I live in Lakewood, New York, which is this wonderful, beautiful lake community in upstate New York. Beautiful, sunny Friday here and where I'm at. And I claim myself as an e-commerce evangelist for manufacturers. I love helping manufacturers just trying to figure out this whole e-commerce thing. And that's my jam. And so that's who I am.
Awesome. Can you tell them about your book, please?
Sure. Did you? So it's my mom's favorite book. I don't know if you knew about it, Ingrid. So all right. Hey, look at it. There it is right there. Stop being the best kept secret. So, um, and back to the intro, shame on me. So if anybody, if I'm not connected with anyone on LinkedIn, I'd love to connect with you. Man, Greg Miss you is here today. Greg, happy Friday, brother. Appreciate you. So I am my number one title is I'm a girl dad. And so that's my number one priority, husband and all those other fun things. But thank you
Mhm.
for bringing up the book. The book is called Stop Being the Best Kept Secret. And the funny thing is, so years ago, 100 years ago, I had an e-commerce business and I was blessed and very fortunate. I ended up selling that business. And then I found my passion, my pursuit in life was trying to help manufacturers figure out this whole e-commerce thing, right?
Mhm.
And just by default, we're like, I was kind of an early bird, did it before, kind of made me like, like, hey, maybe this guy could help. And so I would talk with manufacturers and I'd be like, hey, manufacturer, how you doing? Tell me about your business, Mr. or Mrs. Manufacturer. And they'd be like, oh, we do this, we make this, da da da. We're the best kept secret. We're the best kept secret. I just kept hearing that over and over and over. And I'm like, man, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I don't know if that's a good marketing strategy, being the best kept secret. So the whole intention, and this was like 2011, 2012. And I was like, I think we need to stop being the best kept secret. So The book is just really kind of an e-commerce resource guide, if you will, of
Yeah,
just trying to help manufacturers just figure out this whole digital thing. And bottom line, let's stop being the best kept secret.
I love it. I've always loved the title of that book since the first time I heard it. Um, and today I am inspired to help you stop being the best kept
Oh,
secret.
thank you. My mom thanks you. We all appreciate that. So it's about time, right?
Yes, it's about time. Let's go to the comments quickly and say hello. I just want to read people's comments.
Mm-hmm.
Bob says, "Good morning, dear friends. Boston in the house."
Hey, Bob. Bob's
Nice to see you, Bob. Thank you. And Whitney says, "Good morning from Sugarland, Texas."
love Whitney. Happy Friday, Whitney.
And I love seeing the networking that happens in the comments. So nice to see you guys. Bob says, "Indeed, Inga, everyone you bring on is awesome." Yes, including you, Bob. I can't wait. Bob and I we had to decide to have a part two because
Nice.
the comments were on fire and our conversation was just amazing. So we'll be having a part two shortly.
Can never get enough of Bob.
No. Jamie also says good morning and happy Friday. Jamie, are you home or are you on ship? Jamie works for the Canadian National Coast Guard,
Nice. Well,
and he spends a lot of time on ship. So let
yeah.
us know, Jamie. Nice to see you. And Bob says he's in Team Live, and he says, "Oh shoot, I didn't realize it was called Kurt. I thought it was going to be Damon." Oh
He's
my
the better
God.
looking half, right? Damon's the better looking half of our so
Greg says, "Hey, Kurt and Inga, two are the best." Oh my gosh, nice to see you here, Greg. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Of course, some good back and forth. And hello, Marcello. He says hello from Atlanta, Georgia.
hey
Thank you
Marcello.
for being here, Marcello. Nice to see you. Here's a comment for you that I'd like you to read, please.
Wow, Greg. Did my mom call Greg and tell him to say that? So Greg, Curt's book is exceptional. You're learning a lot of marketing specifically about manufacturing. One of the best marketing books I've read. God bless you,
Wow.
brother. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate all your support. And I'll tell you, Greg is the mastermind behind the digital twin. I'm self-professed president of the Greg Michio fan club at Windbound, and he just does amazing, amazing work. So, Greg, right back at you, brother. Appreciate you, dude.
I agree. Yeah, I've told you this before, Greg, and it's no secret. I am a big fan of the content that you guys put out on Windbound. Wow.
Well, you know what? And Ingrid, I have to share this real quick, Greg. So I was on a call with this high level person this week. I don't know, like what they were talking to me, but I'm on this high level, and the way she was talking, I'm like, you have to see this post that my friend Greg just put out this morning. And Greg is doing incredible videos with Jeff Long. Jeff Long's
Wow.
video value bombs. And he said your three top competitors. And I showed this woman your video it was just Wednesday. It was just 2 days ago. And Greg brilliantly says your number one competitor. Do you know who it is, Ingrid? Who's your number one competitor? Status Quo, doing nothing. Status Quo is your number one competitor. And then number two, if I have this correct, Greg, you said number two is DIY, when you're trying to do it yourself. And I was
Wow.
woman, it is a very powerful video. And I thought it was phenomenal. And I'm now I'm like bringing Greg to my meetings with me through the video and like showing clients his
Wow.
video. So yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, that is awesome. I'm gonna go and look for it after
Yeah,
this. Thank you. Thank you.
it's powerful. Yeah, it was
Oh
great.
my gosh. Whitney says, "Love you too, Kurt.
Oh
You rock."
man, I love Whitney. Man, she's got me. You had me at hello, Whitney.
Right? And she doesn't say it, she sings it.
That's right.
Whitney, I always tease her. She's Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. You know what? Shame on me. She was on our live stream. I should have thought of that. Whitney Houston. That's funny.
The two of us exchange Whitney Houston gifts a lot.
Well, now, Ingrid, are we going to sing? Maybe we should do a little.
No.
Nobody wants to hear me sing. That would not go. We would lose a lot of friends here today. So that
I
would
I do sing, but not on camera.
not on camera.
No.
Yeah, just yeah, when nobody can hear. Yeah, nobody within earshot, right? So
Yes, no. Hi, thank you, Jamie. I see he says he's home. So he's actually not far from me. He's in Ontario, Canada as well.
awesome.
And then we have Brenda Stain.
Hey, Brenda.
She says, "Hi, Inga and Kurt. Good to be in your company today." Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you. She's tuned in all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, nice. Hey, Brenda. So good. What I don't know. What time is it there right now?
It is 3:41 in South
All right.
Africa.
Well, good. So she's ready for happy hour already. We're just getting things started here, Ingrid.
Yes, I know. And she's one of the listeners on the radio station that I'm a presenter on now.
Awesome.
So as well. So I hope you're getting some music in as well, Brenda. Greg says, "Thank you both. Let's talk about Kurt now."
It's all about Greg. It's all
Oh
about.
my gosh. And Whitney is just reiterating that status quo is your number one competitor.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay, wait. Let's stop quickly. Um, you know, Kurt, you showed me. I sorry. So I've always known that I love people,
Mhm.
right? And um as a result of that, I also I learned that Ubuntu is a very powerful thing.
Mhm.
But you were one of the first people that showed me that it is. Do you know when?
Wow.
Yes, you were one of the first people
Let gosh. Let's.
because I've always known that Ubuntu is part of me because I knew it growing up. I knew about it.
Mhm.
Um, because I come from South Africa, which is a smaller, and I feel like it's more personable than where I am.
Mhm.
I'm in Canada. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and Toronto is a large city. People live past each other so much.
Mhm.
Um, and honestly, if I was cooking at 10:30 at night, my grocery store is closed, and I needed salt, I couldn't go to my neighbor because he pretends like he's living it on his own and he doesn't see me,
Mhm.
even in the hallways.
Right.
Um, but when there was one day that you guys, you and Damon, you had your show and you pulled me up on stage. And when I didn't know that this was gonna happen when I came to the show. And then you started pulling people up, and I was like, "Ugh, I think I need to leave
Yeah.
because I don't know what the heck I'm gonna say." And I realized that I needed to go back to my roots, to my message, because I was gonna tell you about different things because you were asking what is the best strategy for content creation.
Okay.
And I know different things about content creation,
Mhm.
and that was what I was going to talk about. But then something just said to me, you know what, go back to your roots and talk about that. So when I came on, I told you about Ubuntu and what it means. And you know what you did? I was still talking, and you were like, wait, can we have a moment of silence? And I was like, what? But you know what? The thing is, in that moment, I realized that yes, it's not a very much talked about concept,
Mhm.
but there is power in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I didn't know that at that time.
So could you do all right, just in case there's somebody out there that's not familiar with this term, if they're like, "What are you saying? How like
Yes.
can you please enlighten?" And the thing is, I love hearing it every time that you share it. Could you
Okay.
please enlighten everybody? What is this
Yes.
term and what does it mean?
So, for those of you that are listening that don't know about Ubuntu, it is an ancient African word, and it has its roots in South Africa, just like me. It means humanity to others, it is often described as reminding us that I am because we are. And the reason why Ubuntu is so important to me is because the person that you see in front of you today would not be here were it not for the people that I've met along the way. Um, I would never have written a book. I would never have even shown myself on screen. If I'm honest, this is how I would like to live stream, right? But the thing is, it's more than just me, it's more than about me, right? It's about my community, about everybody. And that's why my intro video says, I hate video. And now you may be wondering, if I hate video, what the heck am I doing here? And it's not a coincidence that those words are being displayed: love, gratitude, kindness, home. All those words are my reason for being here. And above all else, it's community and Ubuntu.
All right, Ingor.
But I have to
Moment,
remind you something.
moment of silence right there, huh?
I have to remind you something, Curt. Yeah, let me remind you. This is inspiration from Inga. We're talking about you, not me.
Hey, yeah, enough about you. Let's get back to me, right?
Yeah, let's get back to you. So, Kurt,
Yes.
let me ask you one quick the first question. What inspires you?
What inspires me? Okay, so what it's a beautiful day today. That's inspiring. You know what?
Mm.
I'm in a place right now. I feel like I'm in a really good place. So I'm not crying, you're crying. Who's chopping onions in my house here, Bob? Like, and you know what? And before we went live, Ingrid said, like, hey, Curt, sometimes people, cry on my show. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm over 50 now. Like, you can't do that to me. Like, when you're over 50, you just say, like, you
Oh
cry,
my
you cry during a commercial, for goodness sake. I'm like, all right, where are my Kleenex at? So, all right, who inspires me? I'm sorry to be cliche. I'm going to go family. I mentioned my daughter earlier. My daughter just turned 16. I'm an older dad. We went driving last night. And so that was, she's got her driver's permit. So my wife, my family. And so Katie's here today. Curt
what?
Anderson. Katie, man, I love Katie. God, she's amazing. And I'll tell you, I know, like, I don't mean to sound cliche, but like this LinkedIn community
Yes.
got me through COVID, man. Like, the
Right?
Greg Mishues, meeting you, Gail, you and I are connected through Gail
Oh,
Robinson. Gosh, I
yes.
love Gail. Gail just co-hosted. She came on our program on
On Monday.
Monday.
Yes.
John Baglino's here. Bob is, Bob Christ during commercials, truth, Yeah, anybody under 50, like guys, they think they're tough and they're like, oh, wait till you turn 50. Then like the spigot just turns on, But I'd say this LinkedIn community, the friendships, you obviously know Damon, my relationship with Damon. I feel,
Yes.
Nicole Donnelly, Wesleyan, Allison DeFord, Greg, Jeff Long, we could, forgive me, I'm probably leaving out a million people. And just this community has just been, how would we have gotten through COVID without our virtual relationships? You know what I mean? And now
Honestly.
the awesome thing is like how many people you're seeing that are now finally getting in, and they're now meeting in person. I know Gail's been meeting a ton of folks in person. I've been trying to get out. Damon and I have been together multiple times. I've stayed at Damon's house, and it's all
Oh,
because of this relationship at LinkedIn. I'm good buddies with, Damon and his wife, Lene. She's just amazing. So anyway, that's my long-winded answer for who inspires me.
amazing. And that's beautiful. It's about community, right?
About community. It's all about community.
Yeah. Okay. So, growing up, who was your role model and why?
Who was my role model? Now, Ingor, when you were on our little tiny program, you know what? I think I remember who your answer
Again.
was. I
Mhm.
think you said mom and dad. So you know what? I'm not going to be very original. I'm going to go with mom and dad. Man, my parents were I was blessed. I'm still
Wow.
blessed. I'm 54. I still have both my parents, and they were my role models. Man, my heroes. Everything. Dad was amazing. Mom was incredible. And just, I was very, very fortunate. I had a great childhood, nothing but great memories. We weren't wealthy financially, but man, we were just wealthy in love. Our family
Mm,
was like, we were big in faith, and just, it was like, everything was about sports, and it was just awesome. So,
I love that. I love that. That's your foundation right there. Let's look at the comments quickly because it's on fire. Brenda is answering you. She said, "Yes, Kurt, I'm almost there." She's almost at happy hour. Yes.
he's like right there. Right, we're behind
um, and she says she has a sing along voice and not a sing alone voice. Oh my
you. I don't even have that. I hum. I'm a good hummer. You
god.
know,
And we have Bob and Greg saying, "I am because we are." And Bob said he just shared Ubuntu with his colleagues after his recent promotion as a way to thank them for their support.
nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow. Nice. I love that, Bob.
Mhm.
Um, Congratulations on your promotion. And then he says, "I'm not crying, you're crying." Oh my gosh. And hello, Katie McDermott,
Ah,
manufacturing hype girl. My sister. Thank you for being here. Nice to
it-
see you.
as a matter of fact, real quick, Ingrid. So Katie, so I've been taking like little clips of previous guests and I post them on LinkedIn. Katie, guess who's going to be on next week? So anyway, I'm just dropping a little hint. So Katie just dropped some just great bombshells on when she came
Yes.
on, and she was like nervous. She was like, "Oh, I don't know if I should do this," and she was just a total. She wasn't even an all-star. She was a Hall of Famer, and so I cut out a little clip. And so Katie, I'm putting a post about you next week. Just a little sneak peek for you. So just to let Katie know that.
That's awesome. Greg says, "This is total Kurt Anderson. He will go on your show, and the last thing he does is talk about himself, right?" That's why I had to remind him, Greg.
I, I thought I was interviewing you, Inger. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Bob, I cried during commercials. I love that. And John, good morning, John.
Good
So
morning,
lovely to see
John.
you.
Dude, I just dropped him an email before I came on live with I tell you, John's doing amazing work. What a great dad he is. I'm excited because it's baseball season and I get to follow
Yes.
John's two boys in their baseball. Just they're killing it on the baseball field. So John,
Aw,
can't wait to see those pictures on LinkedIn of the boys playing ball.
yes, me too. Um, by just out of curiosity, have you and John met in person yet?
We have not, shamelessly. I'm embarrassed of everybody. I haven't met Greg Mishu. I got to come out to the great state of Wisconsin. Katie's in Wisconsin, Whitney, Houston, Bob's in Boston. There's a lot of traveling that needs to be done here, Inger. You know what? We just need to get a road trip. We're just like, we'll rent a
That's me.
bus and we just need to go around and just meet everybody in person. So
You
John's in Jersey, he's right
Oh
down
my
the road.
god.
Yeah.
Right? I actually have a friend that's Dr. Nupi. She's in the UK, but she's planning on renting a bus and going and driving through the states.
Is she really?
Really?
I,
Yes, she is.
we'll have
That's
to,
what she
we'll,
wants to do.
yeah, we're going to have to jump on with her and come see all of our friends. So.
Right? Oh my gosh. Katie says, "Good morning, everyone. Sending love out there to you all. I totally agree that our group is top notch."
Mhm.
I love that. And Bob is agreeing with her. He says, "Boom." Whitney says, "So amazing. So many amazing folks, and community is important and better together." I love it, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank you. Um,
that's a mic drop right there.
oh, wow. Katie's tagging a bunch of us. We love you, Katie. She
Mhm.
says, you all are the shiniest pieces in my toolbox." Oh, I love it. Look at Bob, what he says.
Two questions and 20. Yeah, we might be here all day, Bob. So
You know what? I was on with Bob. We had been talking for more than half an hour, and I hadn't asked him any questions.
you haven't asked a
That's
single
why
question.
he's
That's
saying,
awesome.
"Oh my gosh, yes, we are rich in love and blessings." Absolutely, Katie. Thank you. Ooh. And Greg is saying that it would be awesome
Mhm.
to meet in person.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Katie says, I look forward to watching that, Curt
I
Anderson. I black out when I go live. I don't remember a thing. Right?
well,
It's like autopilot. Here we come.
yeah, Kate, and the funny thing is, as humble and modest as she is. I tell you, Katie, when you came on, like I was blown away. She truly has a gift of just her presence. She has a contagious enthusiasm, and so Katie, you are truly gifted. And we let's stop being the best kept secret, there, Katie. Right?
Katie, I'm talking closer to my mic. I hope you can hear what he had to say. Yes, I
She is.
love it.
She's amazing.
Okay, so before I started going live and doing interviews with people,
Mm,
I really struggled actually with the idea of being interviewed.
mhm.
In fact, somebody asked me to be on their show, and I took 2 months to answer him. I kept telling him I'm still thinking about it. Like I want you to know I'm still thinking. But as a result of that, he actually, when I said yes, he sent me his questions ahead of time, and this is why I do that with my guests. Some people choose to ignore all my questions and just come on so that they can, answer organically, and
Yeah.
that's good. But I don't want anybody to be caught off guard.
Yep.
So one of the questions that he asked me really made me think. Um, and it's one of the questions that I ask now on my show. And that is, what is your life statement?
What's my life statement? What is my life statement? Gosh, that is a phenomenal question. You know what? I'm a faith guy, and so I had a guest come on our program. She was one of our earlier guests, and she's out of Queens, and she is a powerhouse. And she came on, and she was talking about how we have an obligation to maximize our God-given talents.
Oh,
And if we don't, like, shame on us, right? And it was and like I thought she was going to come through the screen. Like you felt like you were listening to like Vince Lombardi. That's for my Wisconsin friends, like football coach type thing. And like Damon and I were like so fired up. And so I think that is such a powerful statement.
mm,
And again, like I'm big in like I focus on like being in humility, being in integrity. You and Gail preach constantly about like authenticity, and
yes.
so I'm giving you a long-winded answer, but it's just I
Okay.
feel an obligation to like exhaust, whatever little talents that God bless me with. It's like I have like you got to give 100% every day, and if I don't, shame on me. I wish I could throw a baseball 90 miles an hour, or could have been a sports guy, whatever. But all of our little talents that we do here for manufacturers or
Yes.
networking or whatever it is that you do, man, just lay it all on a field. And so I have a thing where like every day I say and I'm in prayer, and I'm like, I want to exhaust my God-given talents and pursue God's goals for me relentlessly. I try to seek opportunity with tenacity and just live in humility and with integrity. So that's kind of my life statement.
Wow. Wow. Now, can we please have a moment of silence?
Hey, I got my first moment of silence.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you why that really touched me, what you said. Um, for years, I thought about entrepreneurship,
Mhm,
but I was afraid of failure.
mhm,
Um, that has roots everywhere, I guess.
mhm,
There's deep roots there, but you know what? One of the things that convicted me and convinced me to actually do it was the parable of the talents.
mhm, mhm.
And I was convicted that, you know what, like I can't bury my talents because what is going to become of it? So I'm just going to, at the end of my life, I'm just going to give God the talent back and say,
Right.
you know, there it is, and it never grew. I never allowed it. I never did anything with it. That's why. That's one of the reasons why I became an
Right.
entrepreneur and why I do I take opportunities now
Right.
and I do things. I've written a book. I'm writing two at the moment, as well. You know, one children's book and one for children and adults. um, why I said yes to becoming a radio presenter without getting any training.
Right.
Why I just dove in and started doing a show as well. I didn't know how to use StreamYard, by the way, when I did my first show. Yeah, I didn't know. Like,
Right.
I kind of knew, but I did. Like, I only spent maybe an hour on it the day before,
Yeah.
and everything that I know now, I've learned as I've been going, and I realized that in life we are never ready. You
Right.
can never be ready for anything, even.
Right.
You know, we can study as much as we want for an exam, but you can still get a question that stumps you completely.
Right.
But the whole point is to just do it. Just jump in and get started, and you will learn as you go, right?
Make it happen, right? Katie drops I tell you, some great comments, but don't cover your light. So the thing is, like,
Yes.
so we do a lot of fun presentations. My buddy Greg Mishu, we did a fun presentation a couple months ago, and we call it, how do you make a great first web impression? That was the name of our little jam session.
Oh.
And I have a slide where it's like, it's a little emoji of, kind of like your happy face, but it's the one with the zipper and the mouth is closed. And, we have a
Mm.
tagline like, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I know, like, Greg, Katie, Whitney, our whole crew here, Bob, many of you can attest to, as we work with manufacturers, a lot of, the great thing about manufacturing is, like, is there a group of people that are just more authentic, high integrity, they're just so amazing, just making products, right?
Yes.
And so many of them are so modest and so humble, and they don't like this whole LinkedIn thing, and they don't like social media because it's just not them, right? They're like, they don't want the spotlight, they don't want to be
Yes.
front of mind, and there's like a little bit of a pride of, like, hey, I want to be the best kept secret, until all of a sudden, like, man, we need some business here, right? I need to keep my employees working, I need to keep the machines running. So the thing is, this is, when I'm talking to manufacturers, and maybe this is for preaching to myself, preaching to everybody out here, if we exhaust our God-given talents to our fullest ability, right? If I'm an engineer out there and I have a problem, like my job's on the line, I'm at Boeing or whatever, Ford, whatever manufacturer I'm at, and I need, like, this little tiny machine shop because they have, like, the secret sauce to manufacture, like, this little widget. Like, dude, like, you're doing Boeing a favor. You're doing Ford a favor by not being the
Yes.
best kept secret, by putting
Yes.
yourself out there. Like
Yes.
Greg with his digital twin, like, he's helping manufacturers. When you dedicate yourself in service, when you dedicate yourself as helping, you're not like, hey, look at me, like, I don't know where anybody stands on, like, a Gary Vaynerchuk type thing, but, like, it's not like, hey, it's all about me. It's like your dedication to service, and you're dedicating to help. And I think there's a big difference. And the last thing, what I'll wrap up on this on, like Nicole Donnelly, man, she's my new business partner. I love Nicole. And what we teach is, how do you out teach the competition? So from a marketing, instead of like, hey, let's outspend them, let's do Google ads, let's do Facebook ads, let's do this, hey, what if we just dedicated ourselves to helping and to teaching and to training and helping people understand our God-given talents or our passions or our pursuits? Or maybe, like, what, you've been doing live stream for 2 years now. Well, guess what? You're an expert, Ingor. Because if there's somebody out there that's never done it before, and, like,
Yeah.
you're further down the path, you're ahead on
Yeah.
the journey. Like, I can't see that far. I can't see through the trees. Hey, look, there's Ingor. How do I get where she's at?
Yeah.
And you're not bragging, you're
Mm.
helping. And I think there's a huge difference there.
Yes. And let's have a moment of silence for closed mouths don't get fed. Absolutely.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
They don't.
It's so I think when you come at it from a place of I'm going to use your language today, right? When you come at it from a place of, Melissa Zerbel. I do a lot of work with the MEPs, manufacturing extension partnerships, and there's one in all 50 states. Illinois is 𝐓𝐡𝐞. There's a woman at 𝐓𝐡𝐞 who I'm super tight with, giving her a shout out today, Melissa Zerbel. She said to me the other day, she goes, you know what? She goes, when you come into clients with just unapologetic enthusiasm, you're coming from a place of love.
Yes.
And just think, like, if you treated your clients with an unconditional love, or like, when Greg's putting out like these great videos, like, hey, your number one competitor is status quo. Like, that's not selling. Like, he's providing service. He's
Yeah.
coming from a place of love. Like, guys,
Yeah.
I want you to be better. I want you to do better.
Yes. Even Brenda is saying that's so profound. Closed mouths don't get fed. Love, love, love it.
Thank you, Brenda.
And how do you out-teach the competition? Ooh, brilliant.
Competition. That's, you know what? That's, you hook up with Greg Mishu and you get your digital twin in place. And so
Ooh.
that's, that's my dear friend, 𝐓𝐿 𝐏𝐿𝐲. Like, that's her preach, is like, how to, your content, all of your information, your videos, your live stream right here, just like I'm going to flip the script on you, Ingor. I'm going to ask you a question, my friend. What has live stream done for you? How has it changed your life? How has it changed your business? How has it changed your world?
Well, I love people, and it's enabled me to reach more than one person at a time, to inspire them, but also to be able to highlight the people that are in my community, and allow others to get to know them. Um, that is the most important for me. It warms my heart to know that I've introduced someone to somebody else, and
Right.
I don't care if they do business together, but they're gonna be friends. That's good enough for me.
Isn't and think about, let's go back to like I couldn't love what you're saying more. Is there a love button that I can smash here?
I know.
I'm on StreamYard too on our shows. I'm like, we need to get a little love button that we need to smash. But let's since we have our manufacturing crowd here, let's talk about our manufacturers, right? So they're a little bit shy, they're reserved, they don't want to be like hey, the look at me, that's how they, a lot of folks view social media. But again, I have a situation. Maybe I'm making a safety device. Maybe I'm going to change the world. I'm making something in automation. And so the thing is, by me connecting with, as an engineer, if I could find that manufacturer, as much as that small manufacturer would love to land that big customer, that customer is trying to find them. Like, this can be a game changer for that company. I put out a post this morning on LinkedIn, and it's a cute one, Ingor. I found this great picture of this little dog, and he's wrapped up in this little cuddly blanket. It's really, really cute. And it's a blog post I put out, and the title of the blog post is, how can we become our customer's blankie? And the whole premise is like, all right, I'm 55, I won't admit I still have my blankie, even though it's right over there. I'm just teasing. But if any of those of us, I definitely had a little blankie when I was a kid. I don't know. Everybody drop in a comment if you had a blankie when you were a kid. I want to, let's admit it. Come on, Bob. If you had a blankie when you were a kid. But the whole idea is like, when you're a little kid, or maybe your kids had the blankie, like, you're all snuggled up. It was the best coming out of the dryer, and just, the monsters underneath the bed or the closet, right? But that blankie kept you safe. If we treated our customers, if we treated our business relationships in that same way of like, how could we provide them a safety and a security, that security blanket, like, what a great mission statement, or a great way to like treat relationships.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Whitney says I still have my teddy bear.
My teddy bear. All right, Whitney, we need to see it sometime.
That's so awesome. John, wait, sorry. I misclicked, but let me say, Katie says, I never had a blanket as a kid, but I have a very favorite blanket now, and it has to touch my skin. Beautiful. John says, I still have my blankets that my grandma's knit for me.
Dude,
wow.
that is awesome.
That's beautiful. Bob says, I had a blanket, truth, My mom had to cut it into two so she could watch it. Oh,
Bob, that's awesome.
so cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I will share a picture in the comments
Please do. We want to see it. We
of
want to.
your post. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yes, you want to create the safe space,
Mhm.
and be that safety,
Mhm.
that safe, and generate safe feelings
Mhm.
within your client as well. Like they need to know that they can trust you
Yeah.
wholly and completely with their mission. I love
Unconditionally, right? Just unconditional. And I don't know, that might
it.
be a little stretch, but but the point is by just coming into those relationships. And another thing, to think about, it has to be a win-win. It has to be a win-win. And so Nicole and I, we've coined a new term. We're calling it, man, we're just on a fly. I didn't even prepare for this, Ingrid. I'm like, we're just kind of rocking and rolling today. So, but
Yes.
we're calling them dream collisions. I don't know. See what you guys think of that one. So we're calling it dream.
Dream
Like, what's a
collision.
dream collision? Okay, so in the past, so like the MEP network, they work with manufacturers. Okay, or like there's the small business development centers. They're like there's nearly 1,000 in the United States. They help small businesses, entrepreneurs, and what I call them is like they're dream supporters. When you go into as an entrepreneur, it's a like you and I, when you were on our program just a few weeks ago, we went into like your background, your corporate life, and like
Yes.
Ingrid, what was it like taking that leap of faith into entrepreneurship? It's like
Yes.
it's scary, it's daunting, it's overwhelming. So the thing is, as advisors, consultants, what have you, when we were talking about like small business development centers, and as an entrepreneur, you're pursuing a dream. When you get into business for yourself, like it's hope.
Yes.
And when you connect with a customer, you're
Yes.
providing them hope that
For
their
their
life is
dream.
gonna be better than previous, right?
Yes.
So what really for the magic to truly happen is if I come into a client and like if I'm pursuing, I'm just man, I'm just I need the money, right? I need the revenue, I need the sales, but they're not really a great fit.
Uh,
Well, now who's going to win there? I'm not going to give them good service. I'm out of my wheelhouse. I'm not, I'm out of my superpowers, if you will, right?
um,
They don't win. I don't win. We don't have that magic. We don't have that. We don't have the dream collision. I can't help them. But now, if I'm only helping them pursue their dreams, but it doesn't help me with my dreams, that's imbalanced.
yeah.
If they're helping me achieve my dreams, but like they're just going south working with me, that's not a win, right?
Yeah.
The magic is really like we need that dream collision of like, can I help you?
Yeah.
So if anybody's read, John Maxwell, the famous, what has he
Yes.
written 1,020 books or whatever, New York Times bestseller. He says these three things are, and hopefully I'll remember it. And I'm just kind of flying on the cuff. Okay. He says the three things that people ask to do business with is first and foremost, the number one thing that people ask for you to do business with them. Do you care? Do you honestly, sincerely care about me? Now, whether if I have a burrito franchise, I'm selling burritos. When you're making that burrito, do you really care? Is the food is it clean? Is it healthy? Is it so number one, John Maxwell says, do you care? That's the first criteria that I'm going to consider to do business with you. Number two, he says, can you actually help me? Do you honestly have the wherewithal, the experience? Are you exhausting your God-given talents, or are you just kind of like a money grab? And can you really? Okay, so number two, can you help
Oh,
me because I'm in trouble, I'm struggling, I'm hungry, I need to buy a new shirt, whatever the transaction is, I need help. Can you help me? Number three, can I trust you? Do you care? Can you honestly help me? Can I
can I
trust?
trust you?
And I know it's like, well, boy, that was Captain Obvious. But I mean, when you really strip it down into those three, you're like, man, if I can answer those three in any relationship, you know what? And if I don't, shame on me if I go into that business relationship and I can't deliver those three, even if I'm batting 2 out of 3, great batting average. But man, if I can't deliver trust,
Yeah.
if I can't dedicate, like, man, I'm giving you everything I've got because I want you to win this game. I want to get you in the end zone. And number three, Do I care? If I don't care, man, right? So that's a powerful. I love that John Maxwell analogy.
Wow. I love it. Um, let's go to the comments quickly and then I'll ask you some more questions before Bob tells me.
Yeah, we're I'm like,
Right? Okay. So, yes, Katie is saying reciprocal partnerships.
Mhm.
Yes, it's when dreams collide. I got it as soon as you said dream collisions. I love that.
Mhm.
It's a good phrase. BB Kong says, "Good evening from Singapore." Good evening,
Hey, BB.
KB. Yeah, nice to see you. Um, Katie says, "I think I want to be an MEP when I grow up." Is that possible?
And I thought I saw Whitney drop the comment that yeah, IMEC is absolutely hiring. They are constantly hiring. So
Awesome.
Katie, you'd be a rock star for
Yes, you
sure
would.
in the MEP network. That is
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure.
Wow. John says, "Sometimes walking away is better than over-promising or under-delivery."
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yes. And Bob is reiterating that trust is key. Whew. Whitney says, "Man, that is how I feel with just regular
Yeah.
relationships." Right? That's what I was thinking when Kurt was going through
Mhm.
this. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
so
not,
powerful.
you know, and so I feel compelled. I'm going to share one more John Maxwellism for you. It's based on what Whitney just dropped right there. So, for those of us old enough to remember, 2002 was like not was 2001, 2002, post 9/11. It was an ugly time. So Whitney down in Houston, there was
Yeah,
Enron, there was like WorldCom, there was like all this like just awful things going on with like corporate crime and
yeah,
greed, and it was a really bad time. And so a book publisher comes to John Maxwell and they say, John, it's an ugly time period. We need you to kind of save the day. We need you to write a book on business ethics. We need you to write a book on business ethics and kind of like change the wave of what's going on right now with Enron, everything else. And John Maxwell said, you know what? That sounds great. He goes, I can't do that. Like, like, what do you mean you can't do? Like, dude, you've already written like however many books. Like, we need a book on business ethics. He goes, I can't do that. There's no such thing as business ethics. They're like, John, what do you mean there's no such thing as business
right.
ethics? Like, where are you going? What are you talking about? There's no such thing as business ethics. John Maxwell says there is only ethics.
Yes.
There is no such thing as business ethics. It's just ethics. You either have them
Or you don't.
or you don't. It's
Yeah.
that cut and dry. So
Mm.
Whitney, Ingor, you are 100% correct on the
Yeah.
care. Can you help me? But even on the help me side, like if we're, whether your spouse, significant other, children, whatever, it's not always about the help. We want to care. We want to absolutely trust. In a
Yeah.
business relationship, maybe it's more on the help side, if you will. But
Yes.
but I love that story about there's no such thing as business ethics. It's either you have it
Or you
or you
don't.
don't. That's it.
And you know what? This you brought up something earlier where you said Gail and I talk about authenticity.
Yes.
And that's exactly where it is because I always tell this story and it is a true story. I have a friend who is extremely energetic, and he had somebody reach out to him and say, "Are you always like this in person as well as online?" And I remember when he told me this, my immediate response was, "Whew, if you weren't, that would be so draining."
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically, my response also is, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Yeah.
Like, nobody has the energy to maintain more than one persona.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, yes,
Yeah.
John Maxwell is right. There's only ethics, and we need to show up as we are in all aspects of life. We need
Right.
to show up like that in business. We need to be those people that can be trusted. And if you're not somebody that can be trusted, please, you need to be like, because at the end of the day, life is about relationships, and the foundation of relationships is trust.
That's right. Amen.
Whew. Let me get off my soapbox. Then, okay, John says people buy from other people, invest in them before they will invest in you.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. Bob says, nothing says trust like I can't help you, but I know someone who can.
Yeah, boy. And I saw Bob had to sneak off, but what a brilliant line that is. Yeah.
Ooh. Know you, like you, trust you. Exactly. And
That's Greg's
ooh,
line. Yeah.
ooh. Greg says, I like the dream collisions. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Just wanna I wanna get to the other part of the questions, but oh my gosh, I've been a closet Astros fan for so long. Well, come out of the closet, my sister.
Yeah. After they won the World Series, man.
Oh
Congratulations.
my gosh. Bob says it's not life work balance, it is life work integration,
Mhm.
i.e., treat all your relationships with integrity and trust with both business and in friendship. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Katie says Kirsten Austin understands why I had to be a closeted fan. Okay. Share with us too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bob, okay, I need to get back to work. Shh. Okay, it's great to see everyone here today. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. You too, Bob. This is so much fun, but we want to go. Continue to the other part of the questions. Daisy, hello. She says, Hola, nice to meet you. Happy Friday to us and many blessings. Thank you.
Many blessings to you, Daisy.
Please read this.
It's like lying. It is way more work to maintain the lie than it is to tell the truth. Whitney, I am 100% on the same page. I always tell my wife, I'm like, listen, I'm like, I'm too old. I can't remember. I cannot lie because I couldn't follow the tracks to cover it, And
Too
yeah,
much work.
it's too
It's
much
too
work.
much
Yeah,
work.
it's too much work, too much effort. I'm not smart enough to lie.
So, Kurt, let me ask you. I know that you know a lot of people, and a few of our mutual friends have told me, "Oh, Kurt will know someone who can help with that." So, can you tell me, what is your approach to networking?
Wow, great question. So yeah, it's I know a guy, right? Everybody wants to be the go-to person of I know a guy. I think kind of that
Mhm.
go-giver
Love
mentality,
that.
that mindset, that servant leadership, if you will, just really coming into a call and with a give first mindset.
Mm,
Um, I think that just really helps. And the more that you dedicate yourself to helping others, is it Zig Ziglar that says the more people that you help achieve their goals is so much easier to achieve your goal.
yes.
The more people that you help achieve their goals, it's just much easier. It's those dream collisions, right?
Yes.
And so if you help a lot of people, that's a lot of dream collisions happening. That's just going to help elevate your goals.
I
And
love that.
yeah, and I think that's the key is just keep pursue those goals relentlessly, right? Seek opportunity with tenacity, and
Oh,
just come in and when I come into like a coffee, virtual coffee, hey, can I meet you? Like my goal is, I almost treat this like a little bit of a game. I'm not sure how this sounds, but like at the end of the call, it's almost like if I don't hear these words, oh my God, I feel bad. I didn't do anything for you. I'm like, man, I kind of failed on that call. You know what I mean? So like my intention is like when I come in, like I'm going to study this person. I'm like, can I bring value to them? Who do I need to connect them with? I'm like, oh, you need content. You need to talk to my buddy Greg. Oh, you need this. You need to talk to Katie. Like when I
love
come
that.
into it, like I'm just immediately like, what can I do? How am I connecting? What do they need? And and if I don't achieve that, I'm like a little disappointed in myself.
Yes. Be a go-giver. I love that. And how has networking impacted you?
How has networking impacted me? Oh my goodness gracious, Ingor, are you kidding me? So, you know, probably 80-90% of my business is like from or thanks or due to LinkedIn. And I
Yeah,
know like probably a lot of us that are in the consulting world or whatever, but like, how does anybody make a living here? Like, what does Curt do? I don't even know what does Ingrid do? Like, how do these people get, how do they pay their bills, right?
yeah,
It's always a mystery of like, what does everybody do? But the thing is, the more that, again, what has networking done for me? The relationships, the I could go on and on and on. Just everybody in this chat box today, tons of
yes.
love, tons of respect, tons of admiration. Every guest that's been on our show, from we've had a couple of blockbusters that Damon and I've had, all the way to just everybody has been just such a blessing. I have a gentleman today. Oh my God, dude, you're gonna love this. Brain tumor survivor. Brain tumor survivor. The day he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, he was in Chicago. He has two PhDs, not one, two PhDs. Guy's absolutely brilliant, high level. Used to be a professor at Stanford, PhD from Michigan State. He's at a hospital in Chicago, diagnosed with brain tumors. He's a scientist, so he knows what he's facing.
Mhm.
That day, the Chicago Marathon was going on. He stands, and if anybody catches our live later today, you're going to hear the same story. He comes out of the hospital, just diagnosed. The Chicago Marathon is coming on. What does he do? He turns to his wife and says, I'm running in that marathon a year from now. They
Wow.
didn't know if he was going to survive. They didn't know if he was going to walk. Like like brain tumors, right? He's run. Ingrid, are you sitting down for this? Are you ready? He's
Yeah.
run 100 marathons. He has run 100 marathons, brain tumor survivor. What has networking done for me? Like, dude, I'm just chills even thinking about this guy, right? Just amazing. So that's who we're interviewing today. I mean, just,
Amazing.
talking with you 2 weeks ago, Katie, Whitney, everybody on here, just blessings, blessings. My term is radical gratitude. I just like, even
Oh,
when I do dumb things, when I make mistakes, frustrations, and things don't quite go as I wish or hoped, I'm trying to just be unconditionally committed to radical gratitude. Thank
oh,
you. If I make a fool of myself, I'm like, hey, if I made other people laugh at my expense because I look like an idiot, then that's the way God wanted it. So be it. I'm in gratitude for making a fool of myself then.
wow. I love that. It reminds me of the movie called In Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, great movie. Great movie.
So I love the title the most, right? Because like it just tells you that there's something that's going to happen and unfold in this movie, right? And but I feel like you are in pursuit of radical gratitude.
That's my goal. Radical gratitude.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And yes, I agree with you with regards to networking and just being for me it excites me to hear people's stories and what they've been through in life and who
Mm,
they are. I just love that
mm.
because let me share an African proverb with you.
Please.
If you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah, if
But
you
if you
want
want to go far, go with others.
to. Yep. Yep. I love that. Hey, hold that up there. Hold that up there. Hold that
Yes.
up there. Screenshot. I just took a screenshot.
But yes, that is the power of community, the power of networking.
Mm.
That is it. Um, let's go to the comments and then we can wrap up. Okay, I know
Okay.
we're almost on the hour, so uh, wow. Katie said something. She's talking to Greg, and she says, "Greg, I know that too many people focus on the no and like portion. They forget to build the trust."
Mm. Great point, Katie. Great
Yeah.
point.
Oh my gosh. Greg says, I really enjoyed the show today, folks, but my dog desperately needs to go outside. This was a blast. Curt Anderson 2024. Oh, what's happening? Oh, 2024 is, I guess you're going to be traveling.
It's yeah. I don't.
He's speaking it into
I
existence.
I think I think next year is an election year, so I don't know if he's implying anything there or what. He's
Oh
that
my
might be a
God.
United States election thing. I don't know, but anyway,
Katie's sharing this with us. I'm a closet Astros fan because I was married to what is STL Cardinals?
St. Louis.
Okay, St. Louis Cardinals fan for too long, and the Astros were in the same division. Once they moved divisions, the cheating came out, so I have to stay close.
Closet. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my gosh! And yes, dream collisions. Oh, people are loving that.
Mm,
They're loving that term. Katie says, I work partnerships. My very first question is, what are your goals? I listen intently to find things that I can help with.
yep.
Ooh,
Katie does awesome work.
wow. Katie, you're amazing.
She
Um,
is.
by the way, she's been texting me while
She's
I'm
actually-
live on you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Loaded question. What are your goals? I love that. And radical gratitude. Yes. Um, that is amazing. Brenda is reiterating 100 marathons. Wow.
Mhm.
Crazy. And Daisy says,
Mhm.
that's what my God specializes in, miracles. Awesome story. Right?
Thank you.
And Whitney says, Ted for president.
I'm president of the Whitney Houston fan club. How's that, Whitney?
So, Kurt, what are your final thoughts for our viewers?
Hey, first off, radical gratitude. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this amazing, wonderful chat. I mean, this hour just like I blinked and it just went
I
by. We
know.
really didn't have much prepared. A lot of this was just off the cuff with you and I just jamming, and that's how you and I roll, Ingor. So
Thank you.
feeling super blessed, super thankful, and just wishing everybody, boy, you want inspiration, you come here every Friday, hang out with Ingor, and you're
Thank
going to
you.
get inspiration. So Ingor, thank you for what you do, all the lives that you're impacting. And when before we went live, we can wrap up on this. You're like, man, if I can impact one life, just and you're doing it, my friend. You are
Thank
absolutely
you.
doing it. You are a huge inspiration to me. Damon sends his love, and just
Oh,
keep doing what you're doing. And you have huge fans out there, so we appreciate you.
thank you. I appreciate you too. And I'm so grateful that I got to interview you today. And I hope I was successful in my mission to
Oh,
help you stop being the best kept secret. It was amazing to have this time with you. Thank you, Kurt. And I wish you well and all the best. And where can people find you? Is it just LinkedIn or what is the best place?
you know, LinkedIn's a great place to find me. That's frequently where we're hanging out, right? So yeah, LinkedIn's the best place, and yeah, just look for the guy with no hair on LinkedIn, and there I am. So it's all good. But Ingrid,
Thank you.
thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you, and just what a joy today.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you, Kurt. I'll send you to the green room as I wrap up and I'll be with you shortly.
awesome. Thank you guys. Have a killer weekend.
Woohoo! If you're still watching, I just want to wish you a wonderful weekend ahead and the rest of your day. May it be blessed. Thank you for hanging out with us and spending time with me, getting to know Curt Anderson. And I forgot to do this at the beginning, so I'm going to tell you now. Thank you to Africarp Radio, our awesome sponsor for this show. We appreciate you. And if you haven't yet, please check out my Wednesday show, which is Wonder Women Wednesday, every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, I actually go live on radio. Um, I know, way out of my comfort zone, but I'm doing it. I get to play music too, which is amazing. But the best part is I get to highlight ordinary women that are making an extraordinary difference. So reach out to me if you don't have the details for Africa Radio. Um, and let me show you. This is their website. Go on there and you can listen live to whoever is presenting at the time. But I will be live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2 hours. And that middle hour, I usually interview an amazing Wonder Woman. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with us. Um, to all of you, Daisy, Whitney, I see Brenda is commenting, Katie as well, and everybody else. John Biglino, Greg. You know, when we start the list, we always forget somebody, but I am so grateful to have been here with you. Take care, be blessed, and I'll see you back here next week for another episode of Inspiration from Ingor. Bye for now, everyone.